Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Macon-Bibb County Board of Commissioners pre-commission meeting. Today is Tuesday, December the 2nd, 2025, and the time is now 5 o'clock, maybe a minute after. I'd like to officially welcome everyone here today, both in person and at home, and officially call this meeting to order. We're going to begin this meeting like we always do with the approval of the minutes. The approval of the minutes tonight is going to be November 18, 2025 pre-commission meeting, just a few weeks ago. And can I get a motion to approve? Motion by Commissioner Stewart, second by Commissioner Bryant. You can go. Oh, I missed my pen. Thank you. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries unanimously. Be sent to consent agenda. We have 3 alcohol beverage licenses to report on. As you recall, a couple weeks ago, we followed the recommendation of our council on each of these items, recommending, I think, denial. Now we got some final determinations to denial on all 3 of those. We'll go through those one at a time. Beginning with item A. Item A is a final recommendation alcohol license denial for Tiende Bernabe, located at 4221 Mercer University Drive, Suite 3, Macon, Georgia. Can I get a motion to approve the recommendation? A motion by Mayor Pro Tem Carter. Do we have a second? Second by Commissioner Howell. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries unanimously. Item B is the final recommendation of alcohol license denial for Tom's Food Mart, located at 811 Pioneer Avenue, Macon, Georgia. That is also sponsored by Mayor Pro Tem Clark, so I'll let him make that a motion. Do we have a second? Second by Commissioner Wilder. Beat you to the punch there. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries unanimously. Item C is a final recommendation of alcohol license for JEC 2022 LLC, located at 3565 Pioneer Avenue. There's your picture. Ooh. Okay. And we have a motion to recommend a denial. Got a motion by Commissioner Bronson, second by Commissioner Wynn. Any questions? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries and will be sent to consent agenda. Going to move on to appointments for boards, commissions, and authorities. We have 2 of those tonight. The first is a resolution of the Macon-Bibb County Commission reappointing Dr. Y. Monique Davis-Smith to the Board of Directors of River Edge Behavioral Health. Can I get a motion to approve? Motion by Commissioner Bronson. We have a second. Second by Commissioner Bailey. So we do have a motion and a second. We're all familiar with Ms. Smith, and she's doing a wonderful job, and she was their recommendation, and certainly we follow that. So all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries and will be sent to consent agenda. Item B is a resolution of Macon-Bibb County Commission submitting a state of nominees for a seat held by John Hauser to serve on the Macon-Bibb County Hospital Authority Board. If you don't mind, I'll have Attorney McNeil to come down to explain our process on that, because the hospital board is a little bit different than normal appointments that we have. There's a certain mechanism that we have to follow, so I want to make sure that you're aware of that. Especially those that are new to the board. Let me turn the microphone on. Mr. McNeil, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So under state law, to nominate a position to the hospital authority, the commission votes on a slate of 3 names, and then it goes to the hospital authority, and they have the choice of, I'm sorry, they used to be able to reject the 3 names. The state law changed about 2 years ago. They no longer can reject the 3 names. They have to choose one of the 3 names that are on the slate that are presented by this board. And so what often happens is the hospital authority will give names of people they know are interested as recommendations, and then we present that to the commission to consider those recommendations from which the slate is produced.
And in your documents, you'll see a item in there that has Dr. Mark Grossnickel, Dr. Bill Tift, and Mr. Steve Kruger as 3 potential people to fill that seat, and they will select a person from that list, and this is the list that we are providing to them. So at this time, we'd entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Commissioner Bronson. We have a second. Second by Commissioner Bailey. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries and will be sent to consent agenda. We have a couple of items on pensions tonight, and we'll have some explanation on both of those items. We'll begin the first one. This is an ordinance of Macon-Bibb County Commission to amend Appendices 1, 2, and 3 of the Macon-Bibb County Charter relating to the Macon-Bibb County Pension Plan. And at this time, Mr. McNeil is already in his place. We're going to get him to explain. He's been working very hard on this for a while. It does require some further explanation, and those of you on the pension board are familiar, but the rest of the commission may or may not be. So, Mr. Bronson, I understand you want to be a co-sponsor of that?
I do, but I had a question about the previous section we were on in regards to appointments and boards. Just out of curiosity, I know there was a list that was sent up from Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful about a few personnel, and just want to kind of know what's the normal process for how we go about selecting members for the board, and or if we have constituents that say, hey, I want to be on a board, what's that proper process for that?
If it's a board that we do appointments for, they can certainly forward that to our office. At some point in time, if we decide that needs to be filled, then we'll make a recommendation to commission as an agenda item. If we don't do that and you feel it necessary to do that yourself, then you and four of the commissioners can have that added to the agenda.
Okay, cool. Because I know we've been trying to, there's been kind of the conversation recently as far as people throughout the community wanting to get involved. Just a means of encouraging more citizens to get involved and get on the boards. Just wanting to make sure we were kind of having an idea of what that process may look like and where we play a role in doing so.
Yeah. Well, the commission makes the ultimate decision on that. So we reach out to all kind of organizations, and of course, from time to time, we send to commissioners requests for board members that may be coming up. Sometimes there are statutory requirements for each of those boards. Sometimes it's commissioners. Sometimes there's certain other specifications. So we'll continue to do that. But as always, if there's a person you want to recommend, feel free to send it to our office, and we'll decide whether or not it gets on the agenda. And if there's not, there's a backup plan to that.
All right, thanks, sir.
Thank you. All right, Attorney McNeil, with you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So the first item is an ordinance to amend the three pension plan documents, the plans themselves, for two purposes. The plans are codified in the county charter, and so this is a charter change. And as a charter change, has to be approved by the commission at two consecutive regular commission meetings. And so this was advertised in the legal organ for the last 3 weeks for a vote tonight and a subsequent vote on the December 16th commission meeting. And then if those votes both pass, then this would be sent to the Secretary of State and incorporated into our charter. So about the end of last summer, 24, one of the active employees in the Division A plan noticed that there was a gap in pension benefits for certain members, essentially where you have an employee that works for the county, that works long enough to vest in pension rights, and then separates from employment before retiring, and then dies without ever drawing a retirement payment. So for employees that are working for us and die while still employed, there are some benefits. For people that have retired and die after retirement, there are some benefits. But if you quit and die before actually starting your retirement payments, there were no benefits under any of the three plans. And so this employee asked the pension boards to explore the possibility of creating a death benefit for people that work long enough to vest in a lifetime pension benefit, but never get to see a penny of it because they don't live that long. And so we checked with the plan actuary to explore sort of what the cost impact would be. Because of the gratuities clause in the Georgia Constitution, this is a change that could only apply to current active employees. It cannot be made retroactive to people who are no longer working for us. But based on the pricing that came back from the actuaries, the boards, all three, voted to approve recommending to this commission a charter change to create a one-time $50,000 death benefit for anybody that falls into that circumstance. So these are people who would otherwise have been entitled to a lifetime retirement benefit at retirement age and never get to see a penny of it. And so as a way of thanking basically their families for that person's service, there's a one-time $50,000 death benefit that is added as a new pension benefit for active members of the three existing pension plans. The other change that this ordinance makes has to do with the pay of retirement benefits for Superior Court judges. In the most recent Georgia legislative session, there was a bill passed that changed the structure of how Superior Court judges get paid. Currently, they get a salary from the state, and then every county in their circuit gives them a supplemental on top of their state salary, which creates their total compensation package. So Macon is part of a 3-county circuit. Our judges get a salary from the state, and then they get a supplemental from Bibb, a supplemental from Peach, and a supplemental from Crawford counties. The county supplemental benefit to the Superior Court judges right now is about $49,000 per year. The county pension plan defines the retirement benefit for retired Superior Court judges by reference to the amount of that supplement that we pay to the sitting active judges. The retired Superior Court judges get 2/3 of that amount. This year, the state legislature changed the law to say that starting in 2026, the active judges have the right to opt into a much higher state salary, which benefits them on their state pension calculation. And if they do that, they are no longer entitled to any local supplement pay of the nature of what we've been paying. Based on the increase in the state salary and the benefits that they get to their state pensions, we anticipate that all 5 of the active judges in the Bibb County Superior Court will opt into this new pay structure, which would mean then that no sitting active judges are receiving any salary supplements. According to the math in the county pension plan language, that would reduce then the pension benefits paid to retired Superior Court judges to 0, because nobody would be getting a supplement. To correct this charter change also amends the calculation for benefits for retired Superior Court judges. Based on the current supplement amount, it sets a base monthly salary payment at, it's based on what, it's exactly what it is right now. It's about $2,700 a month. Yeah, $27.38.47 per month as the base benefit payment for retired Superior Court judges as of December 1st of 2025. The benefit would then be increased based on any cost of living increases that are applied to the entire body of pension retirees. Under the current system of Superior Court judges' benefits for retirement, they don't get the COLAs that everybody else gets year over year. Instead, whenever the active judges' supplements go up, theirs would go up by the same percentage. Since we're stopping the supplements or anticipating stopping the supplements altogether, theirs instead would just go up by the same COLA rates that everybody else does. And so the goal of this language is to keep their benefits consistent and in line with what they're receiving now. It's just a different set of math to get to the same number.
Attorney McNeil, let me ask a clarifying question. To be clear, the requested change to the pension related to the judges is to make sure they keep what they're entitled to under their vested pension. Retired judges keep what they're entitled to. Otherwise, inadvertently, it might reduce their pension benefits they're already entitled to 0. Is that correct?
Right, yes.
Okay.
It gets to the same dollar amount that they've
Okay.
been getting. Yes, sir.
We're not giving them something new, is what I'm saying.
Mr. Mayor, that concludes my summary of this ordinance.
Attorney McNeil, Commissioner Wynn, did you have a question, or do you want to be a co-sponsor?
I want to be a co-sponsor for sure, because as I chair 2 of these pension boards, and we've had a lot of discussion on it, as you know, over the months, and it's clear as mud to some people, even just by what you explained, but still, we think what we're doing now is going to be fair, particularly the $50,000 to the people that would not have gotten anything. I think that was a good move on our part, and then to be fair to the judges too. This is all going to happen in a way that would be fair to everybody, I think. And it was a lot of discussion back and forth, as you know, Michael, and some other people that are serve on these pension boards. But I want to thank you for your explanation, even though it still might be a little confusing to some folks.
It's a lot of math put into words.
It
so I
was.
understand.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Wynn. At this time, we entertain a motion to approve. Can we get a second?
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. That motion carries and be sent to consent agenda. Another item is the ordinance of the Macon-Bibb County Commission to provide a one-time cost of living adjustment of 3% of current benefits effective January the 1st, 2026 for all retirees and beneficiaries of the Macon-Bibb County Pension Plan, Macon-Bibb County Pension Plan and Retirement Division A, Macon Fire and Police Employees Retirement System, who would otherwise be entitled to benefits adjustments on a 1.5% of that date in lieu of thereof. A lot of language to say. I'll let Attorney make some announcement on that in just a second as well. I know there's a couple of folks on this commission that are in one of those plans, I believe, at least two, and one possible relative of a third. And I'll get the attorney to address that first. It does not create a conflict that we wouldn't handle tonight, so they'll be able to vote. And also go ahead and explain what this one-time COLA is. We gave a COLA last year. We're giving an additional COLA. We're only required to give the 1.5. We're giving, what, 3? Is that correct?
3%.
So I'll let you explain the rest right now.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. So to address the ethical question first, this is a question that Commissioner Hewlett raised yesterday to me, and I spent the better part of my afternoon researching it and consulting with the county attorney on this question. Section 20 of the Macon-Bibb County Charter sets out different types of ethical obligations and conflicts that can arise in your service as commissioners, and primarily requires recusal from votes where the commission is voting on contracting or doing business with companies that you have a personal interest in as a commissioner, or that your family members have a personal interest in as a commissioner. There is a section that says if there's any financial interest whatsoever, any financial benefit in a vote, that it doesn't require recusal, but it does require disclosure. And so I prepared a financial disclosure form for the clerk, and it was signed before this meeting by Commissioner Hewlett, by Commissioner Bronson, and by Commissioner Bryant Cato. And that does not require them to avoid the vote or to leave the meeting during debate, but just requires disclosure, and then that's put on the record for the county and made public as part of the minutes. Turning to the substance of the ordinance, so last year, because of basically market forces and inflation and the fact that the fire and police beneficiaries do not receive Social Security benefits generally, this commission voted to give a 3% cost of living allowance to those retirees and their beneficiaries, as opposed to the standard 1.5% annual cost of living allowance that's in the plan documents already. This year, the pension boards asked for that to be considered for all 3 boards. And so we did a cost analysis for what that would be. That is spelled out in the ordinance. The cost is amortized over 10 years in the case of the fire and police and the Division A plan, and over 20 years in the case of the county plan. And the total cost was approximately $12.8 million over the that lifetime. That's just an unfunded liability. It's not necessarily an expense to the county budget, and any additional market income that the plans generate over that 10 or 20 year period will eat into that cost that's borne by the county. So it's a lot of it's going to be borne by market forces, and the rest is just county contributions, our regular annual contributions. And so by doing this, instead of the 1.5% COLA that by the plan language all retirees and beneficiaries are entitled to, which this commission has the right to veto, then this is doing instead a 3% cost of living increase. So if you make $1,000 a month as your payment, instead of going to $1,015, you would go to $1,030. And that's all this does. It's a one-time change. It's not a permanent change. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Attorney McNeil. Commissioner Wynn?
I just want to be added as co-sponsor, please.
Sure. All right, we'll take that as a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Okay, opposed, nay? All right, we'll put that down. Keep in mind, though, that sometimes this does adjust what we have to contribute in the actuary, and it could make a requirement later on to go back and revisit this either at budget time or mid-year if we get our actuaries back and it's higher. So don't want anybody to have amnesia. I certainly am in favor of that, but we got to make sure we're very frugal as well, and I'm sure our retirees appreciate it today. As a matter of fact, a couple of them had already reached out thanking us in advance for what they believe is going to be a good vote tonight. So we do have a motion and a second. It's been passed unanimously, and it will be sent to consent agenda. We got an appropriation item tonight, item 6A. This is an ordinance of Macon-Bibb County Commission to approve a supplemental appropriation from a general fund in an amount of $500,000 for countywide telephone expenses. This involves, we had amount in the budget. We didn't have the exact amount for the contract this year, so we put an estimated amount in as a holding place, and this $500,000 is actually the full amount of the contract that we got come in, so we know what the actual cost is going to be. So this is what this supplemental is for. We'll also be doing some mid-year adjustments and supplementals like we always do in the next couple of months that you can look forward to. But this time, we'd entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Commissioner Wilder. Can I get a second? Second, excuse me? Second by Commissioner Bailey. Did you say something else? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I can fight over that one. Got a motion and a second by everybody on the left side of me. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. Thank you very much. Passed unanimously. We have a couple of contracts and purchase orders. A resolution of Macon-Bibb County Commission authorized the executed purchase agreement with North America Fire Equipment. First of all, I want to tell you, you've got on your seat a floor amendment that we'll need to go through, and I asked council for some instructions on that. We have a floor amendment because there's a change in a number there and what we're going to be paying for that. It's going to be item B, so it'll be the next one, but you've got that to ask any questions on that. This is North American Fire Equipment Company in the amount of $208,530 for the purchase of V-Force fire protective gear to be paid from the 2018 SPLOST. As you know, we're closing that out, and some of that was related to fire upgrades, and this is one of those items. So at this time, we entertain a motion to approve the $208,000 for the purchase of V-Force fire protective gear. Motion by Commissioner Wilder. We have a second. Second by Commissioner Bronson. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries unanimously, be sent to consent agenda. The final item under this contracts and purchase orders is the one that I was just mentioned about a forward amendment, and I'll just ask for some instructions from the attorney on how to proceed on this amendment.
This is a floor amendment that I would recommend doing a motion to substitute, and the substantive changes, Ms. Beavers, can you explain? Just a brief.
Good evening, Commissioners. Mayor Miller. So this change, these are a brand-new siren system to go throughout the county, and we do have our emergency management director here. If anybody has any questions, this is being paid out of SPLOST. So the reduction in price is related to the maintenance agreement that was included in the original proposal amount. Maintenance agreements can't be paid out of SPLOST. That's only for capital improvement costs. So this will be the cost of the purchase and installation of the system, and we'll come back with the maintenance agreement shortly. There was just some miscommunication, and because this is so important to our public safety, we wanted to make sure we moved quickly.
Thank you for that information. Would our EMA director like to say anything? I've never known him to be silent, so I'm sure he does. Please identify yourself for all the millions of people watching this that don't know who you are already, because there's been no emergency that we couldn't take care of so far. So,
good evening. Spencer Hawkins. I'm the Emergency Management Director for Macon-Bibb County Government. This purchase will be to upgrade and enhance our current siren outdoor warning siren system. We will be inclusive of replacing the current sirens that we have and adding new sirens to bring us up. We have 56 sirens currently. We'll be moving up to 83 sirens, which will provide us coverage throughout the county for outdoor warning systems.
thank you, Mr. Hawkins. I will say there's been much debate in getting these things done. Number one, they're vitally important to the life and the safety and well-being of our citizens, but we're kind of at a point when we talk about technology is there are a lot of new systems that are available now. Those new systems come with these things that we carry around and sometimes sleep next to in our bed, and we get notifications on that. But what we found is that a lot of our more seasoned saints don't have the technology that a lot of other folks have, and they're used to hearing that siren. And I think we've done a real good job with the weather radios and doing our part on that, but we have to make sure that every one of our citizens are protected. And right now, the best way we can see that is just to add additional sirens and repair, replace all the rest of the sirens that we have. We're not ready for that switch over yet. We still have, a lot of folks who are still learning technology. They'll get around to it, including myself. But for right now, we feel like this is the best option. Also, this is a 2025 SPLOST expenditure. This is not a 2018. This is one of the priorities that we put on that when we started getting the bond money. We started passing this SPLOST is to do these type of safety items. So this is a 2025 project, and you can see the expense for that some almost $2.8 million. So I know that you get calls sometimes if the weather gets bad and perhaps they didn't hear a siren. And other people, like I said, I get text messages, I get phone calls from Macon-Bibb County. We appreciate those alerts. But the bottom line is some people just used to getting woken up by that alarm, that loud alarm that's going to be. And now more people, since, I didn't know if you know this, but Macon-Bibb County is the second largest city per square mile in the state of Georgia. So we have a lot of room to cover. And so adding these additional sirens is going to be helpful to all of our citizens. We think this is good use of SPOS dollars. I've got about 3 lights. Okay, we'll do that. So first thing we're going to do is we need to pass this motion to substitute for this floor amendment that we just talked about. Then we'll get to the vote on the actual item. So this time, I entertain a motion to approve the substitute floor amendment. All right, can I get a second? All right, we got a motion and a second. I'll let Ms. Ross figure out who made those. All those in favor of that motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay? All right. And now we'll go ahead and we'll consider the passage, but we'll have a couple of lights on, so I want to hear from these folks before we do that, and then we'll make the motion at the appropriate time. Commissioner Stewart, I saw your light on first, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I appreciate it. Mr. Hawkins, thank you for all you do, first and foremost. Those extra, was it 27, I guess, from 56 to 83? Where would they be positioned? Would they be in the most rural part of our counties, or where would it be?
When we put the RFP out, the requirement was that they would have complete coverage throughout the entirety of the county. So as we begin this process, and it will be a lengthy process to install these, we're ensuring that the siren locations will be put so that there is coverage and cross coverage throughout the county. So I couldn't necessarily tell you it will be on this exact street corner.
Right.
That will be something we'll determine with our SPOS coordinator, with facilities, there will be a lot of that goes into it. But what the goal is and what we will accomplish is that we will have coverage throughout Macon-Bibb County.
Great. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stewart. Commissioner Howell?
Yes, I have to admit, I was a little taken back when Ms. Ross handed us this amendment in light of a phone call I got earlier today. So I was pleased to see that the price went down. I did get a call from a constituent this morning wanting to know why we were spending $12 million on this. So just so everybody knows, it's 2.7, not 12.
That's correct. Commissioner Bailey?
Yes, and thank you for all you do as well. I'm one of those old girls that really, really like to hear, and I feel more secure when I hear that siren go off. And as Commissioner Stewart just stated, that, you know, it's important for us to know where you're going to be placing, and I do understand that you can't tell us exactly where now, but will our citizens have the opportunity to phone someone to maybe give you advice on where to place them? Because they are the ones that actually know, you know, can they hear them? Yes. Can they hear them? No.
Yeah, what I recommend is they email their commissioner, which is you, as your district, and then you can pass that along to us, and we'll get it out to the proper channels. So thank you, Commissioner Bailey. Commissioner Wilder?
Thank you.
As much as anything, I just want to express my thanks for this being reviewed. I know it's been a major topic for the last couple of years because a lot of people said their siren wasn't working in their area. And personally want to say, you know, on a personal note, about the Mother's Day storm back years ago, my about to be 18-year-old granddaughter was less than a year old, and if it had not been for the sirens then, they would not have woke up. My daughter, son-in-law, and granddaughter went to the basement. About the time they got the door closed, they lost over 78 trees in their yard on Sofkey Circle. So that's just one example of where some people were surely saved at that time.
Thank you, Commissioner Wilder. Likewise, I live in Lizelle. I remember the Mother's Day storm very well. Spent a large part of that time after I heard the sirens in Lizelle in an interior restroom with a wife and 2 older boys in the same room waiting for it to pass over, as always happens in the middle of the night. So you don't know what happens until you get daylight and you see that your yard is completely covered with trees, your roof has been removed, your chimney's gone, and you got a leak that you'll never be able to fix. So fortunately, I had a good roofer in Ronnie Bland. Thank you, Ronnie, for that shout out. I got you. And so we were able to take care of that. But not everybody can be so fortunate. But it wasn't for the sirens. Certainly, we might have been late to arrive as well. So we were fortunate. And we don't know, the life we save may be our own. So we appreciate everybody unanimously supporting this. We need to get to the main item now. We talked about the 4 amendments, and now we need to take a vote on that. So at this time, we'd entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Commissioner Wilder, we have a second. Second by the rest of everybody. Got a motion and second. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries unanimously. We sent to the consent agenda. Not aware of any executive session items on the agenda tonight, so we'll reconvene our regular meeting and adjourn this one now till 6 o'clock.